Okay, we're recording. Welcome, everybody. This is a really exciting call. I'm sure you see that there are a lot more people on here than normal and that there are some unfamiliar faces. And that's because we've got two amazing teams on here. We've got Team USA representing and Team Canada. And this is just really fun. I'm going to tell you why we have this going on. But first, I want to introduce myself. For those of you I don't know, my name's Katie Harlan, and I'm representing Team USA with Monica Gagne. And we met Jill McLaren in Thailand a few weeks ago for the first time ever. So how amazing is it that we're on the other side of the world and we meet somebody for the first time and have these like life-changing experiences with her. And we became fast friends, loved Jill, loved her energy, and it was just such a gift to get to know her better there. But the other day, I woke up super, super early and came downstairs because of this stupid jet lag, and I had a message from Jill saying, Katie, I have an idea, which is like a super fun way to wake up. And it was an idea about how we can have a friendly competition between Jill's team and our team this month to help you grow your businesses. And I thought it was brilliant. So that is what this call is all about. So I want to tell you a little bit about that. We are going to be competing against each other, but really it's for the benefit of all of our businesses. And the purpose of it is to liven up February and to help you create massive growth right before Summit, actually. Here's how we're going to do it. So we are going to work on trumping our best months ever. Because we have different team numbers, we're working off of a percentage of growth. So we took our team's top, our biggest month ever, and we're going to go off of that. Jill and I kind of came up with the goal of 13% growth, which is huge. That's like the target numbers that we had for our teams. But don't worry about the exact numbers yet. We'll share those in our individual team pages. Like, this is your target and this is your target. But for now, just know that we're looking for growth beyond what our biggest month as a team was. And Jill's created some really cool graphics that we're going to use to show you and to track. And it's just going to be a big group effort to try to beat the other team. So now the team that wins, this is a really cool prize. I talked to Erin Bradley today, and she's going to do a live Q&A for the winning team. So either for the US team represented here or the Canadian team. And that will be on March like 3rd or something. It's right before Summit, though, the 3rd, yes. So that is only going to the team who wins, okay? And so, like I said, we're going off of highest percentage of growth from our highest month, okay? Let's see. I think, girls, does that kind of summarize? Is that good? Okay. So on tonight's call, we do have a corporate call in the next 25 minutes. So we wanted this one to be rather quick so that we can get you on to the next call. And we'll do another kind of meetup in a few weeks where we bring everybody together again and maybe do a little more extensive training and check in with everyone. But for tonight, we've got 4 brief topics. Jill McLaren is going to start, and she's going to cover consistency in your business. So these are going to be kind of short and sweet, actionable tips. Monica Gagne from the US team is going to talk about booking parties, which is key to having a really great month of sales, right? I'm going to talk about recruiting briefly, and then Deanna Galbraith. Deanna, I still can't find you on my screen, but I know when you talk, I'll see you. Okay, she's going to be talking about setting goals and hitting them. So it's going to be really great topics to help us all have the best month ever. Okay, so Jill, I'm going to kick it over to you for some consistency talk. No.
I have to unmute myself. Got it.
Yes.
Am I on?
You're on.
Yay. Hi, everyone. I'm gonna tell you, it was a struggle. It's a struggle for me to stay up. This is way past my bedtime. I'm like an 8:30, 9 o'clock bedtime, especially with the jet lag that still hit me. So I'm Jill McLaren. We are mostly a Canadian team. We have a few Americans on our team as well, which are awesome. And we are going to beat you. I mean, we are so excited to go up against you guys, and we are pretty excited. Okay, I'm going to talk about consistency. So I really truly believe that there's so many ways that we can be consistent in this business, and one of them is posting on social media. And the thing is people want to get to know us, right? They want to know you. And whether that looks like just posting images from Zaya just doesn't really cut it. They want to know, sometimes what you ate, what you're doing on the weekend, what your family's doing. And I find the best is when you're posting about yourself and then you get to mix in the Zaya with it. So I think that's super, super important to be consistent on posting, whether you do that between one and many times a day. I know lots of people use stories to do that. Most of the Canadians, we use Facebook groups, and we try to do 1 to 3 posts a day. Obviously, if you're doing stories on Instagram, that can be way more than that. So I think that that's an amazing way to touch your business every single day and it can be simple and fast because it can just be about you. Like when I'm strapped for something, I'm like, oh gosh, I'll just take a picture of myself. Right? That's the easy thing. The other thing I think that we really, really need to be consistent with, which is like the hardest part. This is hands down the hardest part I find of our business is following up. And it's following up with customers. Hey, how'd you like the shirt? Did that work out okay for you? Okay, let me know if you like. I think we might be coming with another color. Following up with hostesses on how the party went. And I saw so and so. She told me she really liked her leggings. Everything working out okay there. And then obviously we're always following up with any potential reps. I think that and of course having the parties, having customers, those all lead to reps. So us following up with them and giving them the amazing customer service that we do is really important. In Canada, I don't know if you guys do it as much in the US, but we do a lot of ordering for our customers just because in Canada, there's a few finicky things that go down. So we do end up ordering, and we kind of pride ourselves in that being a bit of a higher level of customer service. So that is one of the things we try to stay really consistent with, is if someone is asking to order something, we are like on it pretty quickly, especially since it doesn't sell out. The other thing I want to mention, and it's maybe not such about consistency, but like I truly do not leave the house without one piece of Azaya on, because honestly, we are a walking billboard. Grocery store, kids skating event, kids, you know what I mean, hockey, soccer, whatever you have. Like we are the walking billboard, and like everybody knows this. Everybody's watching. Don't think they aren't. They're watching on social media. They're watching what you're wearing. They're looking at you all the time because we naturally do that. People want to know what people are doing. That's kind of naturally the way we are. So I think it's really important to just always be really, it's really hard not to love Zaya. So it's pretty easy to throw a piece on. And whether you mix and match that with great clothing, that's what I do. So those are kind of the things that I really want to talk about. And the last thing I would say, if you could try to be consistent with, is self-development. And whether those are listening to podcasts, like I really push those in my at our team. We listen to, I'll give you a few examples. We like Sarah Robbins. We listen to Eric Worre. Those are both podcasts. And then obviously Rachel Hollis. It's a big one for our team. I'm sure it's a big one for everyone. We love her. So those are things that we all work really, really hard on. So I'm going to give you guys, you said actionable, Katie, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to give you guys the challenge to touch your business every day, whether that looks like a post, wearing it out, following up. And I'm going to also challenge you to try 10 minutes minimum of self-development each day. Okay. So that is my tips. That's all I've got. Monica, you.
All right. Welcome, guys. I know it says I'm Katie, but I'm not. She used my computer. We did a Zoom call together over here, and ever since she's been here, I cannot get her name off of there. I've logged out and logged back in. I don't know. I might just be Katie forever, which is fine. But anyway, so tonight I'm going to talk to you guys about booking parties. We all know that they are the lifeline to our business. So we need those parties on the books. Obviously, they help us with our PV, but they also help us with the recruiting aspect of it. So need to get those booked. So how do we book them? You know, everybody has kind of different ways of doing it, but I like to offer incentives for booking. If you're new in the business and you don't want to fork out too much money, you know, a hat is pretty simple to offer. Our tanks are not too bad as far as price goes, but I've been offering leggings, but only Jill's face, only if the party hits $200. So they have to at least hit the minimum in order to earn those leggings, but that's helped a lot. And then follow up with, I know Jill had talked about this before, but follow up with prior customers. You know, they're all in your back office. So you can make a really cute Wix shout out or an email and send it saying that you're offering a pair of leggings if the party hits $200 for hosting, plus they'll earn their hostess rewards. And then also follow up with hostesses that have had awesome parties that didn't become reps. Repeat hostesses are great. So definitely, I know some people are like, oh, I don't know if we could do that. And yes, you can do that. Anybody that you felt like had an awesome party but that didn't become a rep, follow up with them again. Make a collage of like your $1,000 party that you had, or if you didn't have it, somebody else had. Take a picture of that and post it on social media and say, hey, I got all this for $130 when it was a $500 value or whatever. When people see that picture of all that they can get, and make a post like, hey, I got all this for $130. You want this too, or you want to learn how, or whatever you want to say. But that definitely grabs people's attention. And then my last tip is book parties during parties. So when you're having those parties, at the end of the party, make sure that you are talking about not only the rep opportunity, but if people aren't interested in that, maybe just booking their own party off of that party. So when we first started, Zaya used to give credits to the hostess if they booked a party off of that. They no longer do that, but I still think it's super important to make sure you touch on that at the end of every party. So that's all I have, and I'm going to start coughing, so it's good that I'm done. I'm going to turn it over, I think, to Katie, right?
Yes. Okay, good. You made it without coughing. That's good. All right, you guys, I'm going to just touch on recruiting. So that's another thing that we're going to be tracking this month. Sorry I didn't mention that. We're going to be tracking the growth of our team. So our main focus is on group volume, so which team has the highest percentage growth. But we're also going to be tracking who can add the most reps percentage-wise, right? We've got to figure out that formula too, because we have a different number of baselines starting. But anyway, recruiting is just really key. It's key to rank advancing. It's key to hitting those goals. Your group volume is based on recruiting and growing your team. And honestly, even when you're at the very top, like I always use poor Chrissy Tager as an example, because even when you're at the very top, like Chrissy Tager, you have to be recruiting all the time, because here's the deal. People's situations change. The people that you have on your team right now who are your leaders might not always be your leaders. They come and go. And I don't know. I think that we just need to get in the habit of recruiting kind of forever. It's just part of the business. So if you're not comfortable with recruiting now, make it a goal to make yourself comfortable with it, because once you get comfortable with recruiting, things just get a little more your business is just more fluid and more successful. So one thing that we talk about a lot on our team is the farmer mentality for recruiting versus the hunter mentality. So that is the mentality that we're not shooting to kill. that it's more of a kind, caring, cultivating type of process. So we're taking time to plant the seeds. And then of course, when you plant the seeds, then you have to water the seeds. The watering is the follow-up and the touch points with these people that you're talking to. And then of course, if you go back to farming, some plants take longer to grow than others. So just knowing that it's a process and it's not a fast, immediate kind of thing. I think that mentality helps so much when we're not getting fast results. So I think of the people that I'm talking to right now probably won't germinate or grow into plants for 3 to 6 months, which is why you always need to be talking to people so that you can hit those promos. So the people that are going to sign up this month are probably people you've talked to that you were talking to this fall. One thing that I heard today that I thought would be really appropriate for this competition and this month is, Monica, you mentioned it on another training we were doing, is the 100 No's challenge. So I hadn't thought about this for years, but it's where you make something that looks appealing to you, 100 boxes, 100 lines, 100 whatever, and your goal is to fill it up as quickly as possible. How do you fill it up? You get to write somebody's name down when they say no to the business opportunity. So the faster you fill it up, that's the ultimate goal, right? But what happens is when you're going for those no's is, of course, you get some yeses. So it also helps you sort of get past the fear of rejection and of hearing no from people, because by the end of 100, you're sort of unfazed by the whole thing. And that's a really great goal if you're looking to be a good recruiter. And I think we all want to be good recruiters. So I like the idea of the 100 No's challenge. That's something you can talk about with your accountability partners or within your team page. I'm not going to make it mandatory or anything, but I do think it's kind of a fun idea. And then the other thing I just wanted to touch on with recruiting is, you guys, if you're only posting about or talking about recruiting or the business opportunity once a week, those are the kind of results you're going to get. It needs to be a product. It's our very best product. So when I talk about it, I honestly talk about the business more than I talk about the clothes, because I truly think that is our best product. So make sure that when you're talking about things on social media, as it relates to Zaya, that one of those things that you're talking about regularly is the business, not just the leggings. Because if you're only talking about it once a week, people don't see everything that we post. So you've got to be sharing about that consistently. Okay, I think that's it. All right, Deanna, I finally found you on here. So hi, Deanna. I'll let you take it away.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes, hi.
Awesome. Okay, I'm here. Of course, I always have technological issues, but I'm good. We're here. I am in Caledonia, Ontario, a little small town out here, so you never know if our internet's going to be working, but it is today, so this is good. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Deanna, and typically when I hop on these calls, despite my best intentions of taking notes, I always sort of end up all over the place. So I'm going to try to stay focused, because I thought I would finish up the call with a little bit of tough love and goal setting and talking about drive a little bit. It is my absolute favorite thing to talk about, as a lot of the girls on here know. And I think I get asked this question a lot in terms of how our little mighty team is growing as fast as it possibly is. And I think that we have some really cool things that are happening on our small team, and I'm so proud of everybody. And one of the things is that I feel like a lot of the girls on our team are not afraid to think big and to think bigger than you were thinking yesterday. And the only difference between the people that are hitting the 3x4 or crushing these big goals is that they're willing to hang on and push a little bit longer. Right? I don't think that, there's anything magical in terms of this business. We talk about the same things all the time: the booking the parties, the keep planting the seeds, talking to people every day, wearing Zaya. But I think, what is the difference then, right? So if we all have the same 24 hours in a day and the same month and the same number of days to get something done, what is the difference, right? So I think, going back to Rachel Hollis, I had the opportunity to go to the Tony Robbins and Rachel Hollis conference in Toronto, and it was absolutely fabulous. And I think the number one thing that stuck with me from that day was when Rachel was up there and she was talking about how when you're trying to achieve something, so whatever that is, whatever your goal is for this month, personally and for your team, there are going to be hard things. There's going to be hard things. There's going to be excuses. We all have them every single day, whether it's kids, work, illness, family things that happen, the same issues. But what I want to challenge you to do is know that ahead of time and have a plan, right? And to take responsibility for all of the things that are going to come and they're going to try to take you away from your goals, because that's life, right? Life happens to all of us. So I remember Rachel being up there and she was talking about how, whether it's God or higher power, whoever that is that speaks to you, going, I put those things there. There's a reason why there's only a handful of people that are going to make that trip or going to make that goal, or, are the Chrissy Tagger, right? She's got the same 24 hours in a day that we do. But when those hard things come, our human nature is to go, see, Zaya's not for me. I'm just not good at recruiting. Oh, it's just January. People aren't spending money after Christmas. Well, guess what? Look around, right? And I challenge all of you, if you're on this call, it probably means that you're ready to make a change in your business, right? And you're not wanting to just sell a few $100s, right? Because you're here and you showed up at 9 o'clock at night before this other call, right? So what my actionable plan is for all of you, if you haven't done this already, because it's February 3rd, goals need to be set. So what is your goal this month? And then you're thinking out from now in terms of 3 months. And if you don't know what that goal is, then I want you to reach out to your upline or the person that signed you up in the business and help you figure that out, right? So we're thinking constantly 3 months ahead, 4 months ahead, 6 months ahead, right? So right now is just this small period of time, right? So every single person on this call, every single person, if today is your first day of Zaya, that number one goal needs to be that 1,000 PV, right? So we don't start small. So it's from day one, we're getting that group up and running and figuring out a plan to get everybody to that 1,000 PV. Because we know that once people see success, that's when you get hooked, right? That's when it gets fun. You're like, oh, well, wait a second. I just, getting to that 1,000 PV for the US, what is it, $280? And I think for us, $360, right? So as soon as you see that and you get a taste, they're like, oh, wait a second, I can do that again. That is non-negotiable. So for everybody on the team, I'm going to challenge every single one of you to hit 1,000 PV because that's in the bag. It's February 3rd. Go get it, girls. So make a plan. So if you don't already have a plan, figure out what you're doing. That is all.
Mic drop. Yay. Awesome. That's a great way to end it. Well, I'm so excited to see what happens with this. So you guys remember, look in your team pages for your exact targets for each team. And then we will do another call. I think I penciled in the 17th. It's a Monday. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But we'll be back and we'll do a little bit more extensive training and kind of touch base. I hope you guys are excited. Canada, you're going down. All right, you guys. Corporate call is in 5 minutes, so we'll see you there. Thanks, everybody, so much. Have a great night. Bye-bye.